Hello everyone, we are from Group 1 and welcome to our General Studies Infographic video assignment. Our topic is Public College should be tuition free. Let's check it out.
Before we go straight out to the topic's discussion, meet our group members. Our group members consist of 4 members which are Haris Izzat bin Suhaini, Nur Alia Nabila binti Muhammad Nur, Nur Aini binti Muhammad Nawawi and me, Izzati Aisyah binti Karul Azimin.
Introduction. Education is essential in today's modern world for everyone. Only with the advent of education did people gain knowledge and broaden their perspective on the world. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." This quote explains the importance of education in one's life. Higher education in Malaysia is not free, and the cost of higher education is very high. As a result, not everyone can continue their studies as they wish because admission to public university is extremely limited. Aside from that, attending private universities is expensive. In general, education costs money, but the idea behind free education is that the cost is not borne directly by those who benefit from it. Therefore, I strongly believe that all Malaysian students, regardless of family background and other aspects, should receive free higher education.
Problem statement. Many of us have been faced with difficulty paying for studies because the fee to study is so high. This causes a lot of negative effects to the community, such as many people are illiterate because they cannot afford tuition fees. As a result, our country will face difficulties in the process of development as we have limited intellectual people. This cannot follow the 2020 vision that was created by our 4th Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. This vision was created to develop our country to be one of the advanced country in the world after 2020. Inequality in our community has given a huge impact. Wealthy people have a lot of options for them to pursue their studies, while poor people doesn't have any option. Therefore, the problem statement for this research paper is to determine whether education free in colleges are necessary based on the factors stated.
Content. One of the factors that public college should be free to attend is to help alleviate social problems which will have positive effect on the economy. The current state of the family finance in Malaysia is not very good, and there is a lot to be done in this regard. This is due to the fact that there are still a lot of people in the B40 group in Malaysia, which consists of household with income of less than 4,849 ringgit. It is a significant strain for them to pay tuition fee because their money that is available must first be used to fund the cost of day-to-day living. Because of this, many kids from low-income families are now able to continue their education. While doing so, it has the potential to raise the total number of workers in Malaysia, which in turn might boost the economy of the country.
Let's move on to our points of why we agree public college should be tuition free. Firstly, public college should be tuition free in order to increase fairness level. Learning, when associated with learning, must be closely related to knowledge. Knowledge is not only used for a while, but it will be used until the hereafter. In relation to our title, public college should be tuition free, I strongly agree with this title because for me, knowledge doesn't need to be paid but should be given to all communities regardless of their financial status. If we think about the problem faced by the less fortunate, they cannot afford to pay for education. We can see here, we have to pay for knowledge even though we really want to learn. If public education becomes free, this will give justice to the whole society even if they can at least learn the basics. When public college become free, there are many benefits for various parties, whether rich or poor.
Our second point is, it will reduce students' debt. As we all know, Malaysia has many public colleges. If tuition is free, students will take on significantly fewer student loans, resulting in lower student loan debt. Student stress level may rise, and they may be unable to concentrate because they are constantly thinking about part-time jobs and other ways to fund their education. Aside from that, we can see that students are graduating from college with debts before they even have a chance to start their careers. It is insane and counterproductive that hundreds of thousands of bright young people cannot afford to attend college, while millions of others graduate with a mountain of debt that will follow them for decades. People who are educated will benefit our country's economic, social, and cultural development. However, the rapid rise in tuition has restricted access to higher education, which is required in today's workforce. A century ago, high school graduates were considered a necessity rather than a luxury, and today the same thing is repeating for college graduates. If college, like high school was, is essential for building a career, shouldn't it be free and paid for?
The third point is, it could lower unemployment rate. The requirement for the majority of job vacancies nowadays were at least have a degree. This could cause problems to those who can't afford to pay the entrance fees for any public college. Higher education could help job seekers earn more money and have a lower chance of being unemployed, according to data from TriNet, a human resources service provider. People who are in need could get higher education by the help of the government to make the tuition fees free. In the August report, TriNet SMB, the company examined data about how higher education impacts higher unemployment rates. Report findings showed several distinct benefits to pursuing higher education. Based on one journal that I have read, titled Can Increasing Educational Budget Reduce Unemployment Rate?, written by Ko Ming Ni, says that surprisingly, the research finds that the more the educational budget, the higher the unemployment rate will be. This finding is quite contrary to our common knowledge, because a higher educational budget is supposed to reduce the unemployment rate. Since the article highlights that increasing the educational budget is such a good thing, can you imagine if we make it free? I think that this journal answers our questions regarding unemployment rate, which relate to educational budget, that we can say tuition fees.
And our last point is that public college being tuition free will allow more people to access higher education. According to statistics, 33.8% of teenagers choose to work. Most of them choose to work because they feel that it can generate income as opposed to continuing studies that have to spend a lot of money. For example, they need money to buy a laptop, pay for housing or campus, tuition, and so on. Even to continue learning, financial issues are also important. Most of the students from the statistics are presented yearly choose not to continue their study because of their family economic problems. Therefore, these underprivileged students are confident to continue their studies if public college is education free because they do not need extra money to cover their tuition. For families in financial crisis are also able to solve their problems without worrying about financial provision for children's education. Besides, the teenagers who are able to enter this college are born from those who are will the country waste their ability just because of financial problems? Higher education can help them get a better career at the same time can help their families out of poverty. Therefore, I conclude that the government strongly support the statement public college should be tuition free. Here, we will present the points pointed out by our opposition too. The disadvantages of public college being tuition free are to teach students or teenagers the taste of real world. Students might take it for granted. It will cause bad impact to the college reputation and it will benefit the government and economy.
In conclusion, freeing public college is necessary in order to accelerate the development of Malaysia to become a world-class country in the education area. The number of knowledgeable people will increase and problems in our country will majority be solved. Benefits that could be gained are greater than disadvantages if making public college free is approved by the government. Some part of society might think that it could bring harm towards the country too. It is give and take. Malaysia might face some problems, but it is not as much as what benefits we will be gained. Government should think about the fate of the country in the future. I hope Malaysia will implement this issue to develop our country.
That's all from us. Thanks for watching.